Lauren Phillips was 22 years old, and on paper, she was the picture of nascent success. She lived in a small, meticulously clean studio apartment in Burbank, California, a strategic choice for its proximity to the Hollywood dream factories that perpetually loom just out of reach. Her annual income, a precarious patchwork of earnings from a recurring minor role on a fading cable drama, sporadic commercial work, and a draining weekend job as a hostess at an upscale Hollywood restaurant, scraped its way to approximately $45,000, a sum that sounded decent until the cost of her acting classes, headshots, agent fees, and Los Angeles rent devoured it, leaving her with a constant, low-grade financial anxiety that was as much a part of her daily routine as her morning coffee. She was playing the game exactly as she was supposed to. She was beautiful, with a statuesque figure, a cascade of fiery red hair, and a commanding, almost regal presence that could silence a room. She was talented, having honed her craft since high school plays. She was disciplined, relentless even. And yet, she was perpetually one audition away from being someone, and one missed payment away from being no one. The role that was supposed to be her breakthrough had instead become her gilded cage. For 2 years, she had played Jessica, the sharp-tongued, loyal best friend to the lead on the legal drama Justice Point. It was a 5-line episode purgatory. She was recognizable enough for strangers to stop her in grocery stores and ask, "Do I know you from somewhere?" But not important enough for the show's writers to give her a character arc beyond offering pithy advice and holding the protagonist's purse, both literally and figuratively. Her agent, a perpetually harried man named Carl, offered the same platitudes with each passing season. "They love you, Lauren. The network loves you. We're this close to getting you a storyline about a sick relative, I can feel it." The feeling of this close was a phantom limb, an ache that never subsided. It was the echo in the silence after a callback that didn't lead to an offer. It was the forced smile as she handed menus to producers who looked right through her, their eyes glazing over as they took in just another pretty face in a city drowning in them. She was a student of the great Streep, Blanchett, Theron, and she was trapped in a universe where her most significant acting challenge was reacting convincingly to bad news about a fictional lawsuit. She began a clandestine operation. She created a fake email under the name L. Price. She researched the most reputable, artistically minded studios. She studied the top actresses, their careers, their public personas. She was no longer just a curious bystander. She was a strategist scouting a new battlefield. Finally, with a heart hammering so hard she felt lightheaded, she composed an email to one of the most respected directors in that world. A woman known for her feminist approach and high-quality productions. She attached a single, stunning, professional headshot from her portfolio. No nudity, just her face, her fiery hair, her intense, direct gaze. The subject line was simple: an actress looking for a real role. The reply came faster than any callback she'd ever gotten. It was from the director herself, Sloan. The email was professional, intrigued. She did recognize Lauren from Justice Point. She was fascinated by the contradiction. She wanted to meet. The meeting was held in a bright, airy cafe in Santa Monica, a world away from the dark, predatory energy of Hollywood power lunches. Sloan was in her 40s, sharp, intelligent, and disarmingly direct. "Tell me why, Lauren," Sloan said, sipping her tea. A girl with a SAG card, a steady gig, on the precipice of a mainstream career. Why would you walk into the one room everyone tells you to run from? Lauren didn't offer the prepared, safe answers about sexual liberation or artistic expression. She told the truth. Her voice was low, but steady. "Because I'm tired of waiting in the background. Because I have a fire in me that my director told me yesterday was too intense. Because I'm an artist, and I'm starving for a role that doesn't ask me to be less than I am. I've spent my life following the rules to get a seat at the table, only to be told to be quiet once I got there. I think your world might be the one place where I'm actually allowed to scream." Sloan watched her, a slow smile spreading across her face. "Now that," she said, "is the most compelling pitch I've heard in a decade." The contract for a single scene was for more money than Lauren had made in 6 months on Justice Point. The shoot was in 2 weeks. The drive to the set, a beautiful, secluded house in the Hollywood Hills, felt like driving to her own execution and her coronation simultaneously. The atmosphere was professional, focused. The crew was small, respectful. Sloane directed her like she would any actor, talking about motivation, backstory, emotional arc. "This character isn't just horny," Sloane explained. "She's powerful. She's taking what she wants. This is a scene about female agency." Remember that, when the moment came, standing there on the edge of the set, about to shed the skin of Lauren Phillips, the good girl actress, a profound calm settled over her. This wasn't a surrender. It was a rebellion. As the camera's red light blinked on, she didn't feel exposed. She felt unleashed. All the years of pent-up frustration, the suppressed ambition, the rage at being told to be less at all channeled into the performance. It was raw, it was real, it was, without a doubt, the best acting she had ever done. The video was released a month later. Lauren didn't tell a soul. She spent the day in a state of nervous paralysis, her phone clutched in her hand. The initial ripple was among the cognoscenti of the adult world. Who was this stunning redhead? This was different. Then, the mainstream press caught the scent. A gossip site broke the story with the headline, "Justice Point actress Lauren Phillips makes shocking career move. I was in a system that demanded my passion but punished me for my intensity," she said, her gaze steady into the camera. "I was told to be ambitious, but to wait my turn. To be beautiful, but not too sexual. To have a voice, but only to deliver someone else's lines. I chose a path where my intensity is my greatest asset. My ambition is rewarded, not resented. My sexuality is my power, not a liability. I didn't leave acting. I finally started doing it." The interview went viral. The narrative began to fracture. Now, there were two camps. Those who saw her as a cautionary tale, and a growing, vocal legion who saw her as a feminist icon, a woman who had seized the means of production of her own image and body. She leaned into it. She started a podcast, then scripted moment, where she discussed the psychology of performance, the politics of Hollywood, and the business of adult entertainment with a candor that was revolutionary. She was witty, articulate, and fiercely protective of her colleagues. She became a producer, launching her own line of films under the banner Phoenix Rising Productions. Her projects were known for their high production values, strong narratives, and for centering female desire and agency. She was no longer just a performer. She was a mogul. She was invited to speak on panels about entrepreneurship and media disruption. The very industry that had blacklisted her was now forced to acknowledge her, not as a scandal, but as a formidable businesswoman. But the past was a ghost that refused to be entirely exorcised. The most insidious attacks weren't the public ones. They were the private, personal betrayals. A former boyfriend, embittered by her success, sold a story to a tabloid about their intimate life, fabricating salacious and humiliating details. Then, a series of photos from her early, struggling days in LA, goofy, drunk, unguarded pictures from college parties were leaked by a friend who claimed she was exposing the real Lauren. It was a coordinated attempt to shatter the powerful image she had so carefully built. To remind the world that beneath the CEO and the icon was a vulnerable woman they could still hurt. This time, however, Lauren did not retreat. The fire that had once been her liability was now her armor. She went on her podcast, the leaked photos displayed on a screen behind her. "I see these pictures," she said, a small, sad smile on her face. "I see a young woman. A girl, really. She's trying to have fun. She's trying to fit in. She's trying to figure out who she is. She has no idea the incredible, powerful woman she's going to become. I'm not ashamed of her. I'm proud of her. She survived. And to the people who thought these would break me, you've just shown everyone how strong I've become." Faces on the cover. The headline reads, "Lauren Phillips, from outcast to overlord." A text buzzes on her phone. It's from a young actress, a former child star struggling to be taken seriously as an adult. "I saw your interview," the message reads. "You made me feel like I had a choice. Thank you." Lauren types back a simple reply. "You always do. Make it a powerful one." She puts the phone down and turns back to the city. The girl from Burbank, who lived in quiet desperation, was gone. The scandalous star, fighting for survival, was gone. What remained was the architect. She had not just survived the wreckage of her old life. She had used the rubble to build a skyscraper. The story of Lauren Phillips was no longer about how she became an actress for adult cinema. It was about how she became the master of her own destiny, and in doing so, rewrote the rules of the game for everyone. The curtain had fallen on her old life, and the one she was directing now was just beginning.